What's up, everybody? This is your girl Ericka from the Classy Climb blog, doing a quick talk about signature systems. And usually we talk about signature systems for businesses, marketing, Chick-fil-A, my pleasure, right? It's something we come to know because that's their signature system. And I want to ask you, do you have a signature system for your life? Right? And after this video renders, definitely put it in the comments what your signature system is. But I'm going to just kind of walk you through a little bit of what some of my signature system is and why I kind of push against the work-life balance conversation, because people have overcorrected, right? They overcorrect. They're like, oh, it's because my kids, Ericka, my kids. I can't do any of this because of my kids. And almost kind of throwing off responsibility, throwing off bad choices on the kids and on their spouse too. I've seen people go, oh, it's because of my spouse, right? Or whatever. And so something in the signature, I talked about planning out your year, busting out your journal and planning out your year, busting out your calendar. And there's signature things I put in my calendar for the whole year. And I'm gonna go ahead and give them to you, okay? Twice a month massage, already pre-scheduled, right? Pre-scheduled. If I do more, great. But 2 at least pre-scheduled, all right? Twice a month trips. Now let me clarify what trips mean. Usually it means me going for 2 or 3 days back to North Carolina, see my family, right? See my nephews. They're young. I want to be involved in their life. And then the other trip is just a weekend trip, a vacation trip, usually. Once a quarter, a conference, right? I try to pick conferences in my lane so that I'm operating in a higher vibration. I'm talking to people who are on a higher vibration, who want to actually do something, go somewhere, be something, do something, etc. Another thing is twice a month I plan a concert or a game, right? Now what do I mean? If there's a basketball ticket, if there's a hockey ticket, I pick it up. If there's a music concert, I try to look on Ticketmaster stuff in advance and pick it up. Now, these are my signatures. They're in the system over the year with adjustments as necessary, right? With some open opportunity in the schedule. Why do I have open opportunity in the schedule? Because when I was dating my last boyfriend before this one, I wanted to have the flexibility to be open to his suggestions, open to opportunities to hey, I'm going to go do this. Want to go do it? Great, let's go do it. Hey, I'm shooting this Saturday. You got time? Yeah, I got time. Because what you end up realizing is majority of Americans are on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's the schedule they have. So I would be able to go Monday to Thursday to North Carolina, enjoy my family, and it wouldn't even be a big deal. Right? Because I was able to do so. I'm taking a little quick seat here. I was able to do so, and it wasn't a big deal because I was part of my system. It was a part of my schedule. It was already scheduled. Part of the problem we're having is culture, right? We have this culture where I remember this guy was complaining about, and not to go too deep in relationships, but he was complaining about he meets business women, wink, wink, and they're so bossy and sassy and all this stuff. They should be more lighthearted and fun all the time. That's what we want. We want fun and lighthearted. And I go, well, you can have more fun and lightheartedness from women and men when you have a culture or a schedule put together. Prime example, our parents growing up, sometimes there were seasons where our parents were grumpy, angry, and tired. Why? Because they were working jobs they may not have loved or liked to make sure the kids ate. And we go, well, that's work-life balance here because they got to do what they got to do. And so, people will say, I'm in this job because I have kids, Ericka. And really, you're in the job because you don't want to take the time to take tests or change degrees or change certifications or, have a gap in pay, right? Well, what did that come from? That comes from lack of savings, lack of credit. It's a culture. You've created that culture in your house that sucks, right? It just does. And so when you're talking to people about creating better culture for themselves, right? Creating an environment where they can thrive and their family can thrive and their wife can be happy. Or if you're a guy meeting girls who are fun and happy, it usually comes, if you're really truthful, if you're honest, it comes from women who already have their stuff together. It just does. Like I used to have a bunch of friends who were wild, crazy girls. Wow, let's have fun. Yeah, let's fun. And now years later, a lot of them are working jobs they hate. They're in jobs they hate. They're in positions they hate. They're in relationships they hate because of that. And I had to get away from some of those people. The people that I kept connecting with that were happy, healthy couples, they both had their stuff together. Wife had an engineer job. Husband had an engineer job. Wife had some type of career. And so what happens is we keep celebrating in low vibrational spaces escapism. Is pretty much like, hey, Eric, I'm just coming on YouTube to laugh and joke and escape. And I don't know what you're talking about. There's nothing wrong with me escaping all day. There isn't. But that's low vibrational. And so you keep seeing and repeating these, very dangerous talking points because you're low vibrational. You're stagnant. Every day of your life is, how can I go on Netflix and chill? How can I go on the internet and goof off and look at thousands of memes and veg out every day because I hate my life? Or I'm trying to create a balance, right? But what type of balance? Right? So one of the guys on the trip I just went to in Zanzibar was beautiful. Well, he's a pharmacist. And people say, well, how can you travel like this? He goes, I work 1 week on, 1 week off. And because it's his degree, his career is so necessary. They need pharmacists so bad that he's able to swing that. He's able to demand that. He's able to have a job like that. But think about that. Think about that if you're in a career that didn't allow you to swing that. Think about if you're in a career that didn't allow you to have a choice. And so when people push back on me and when I talk about making more money, it's not about making more money. I make money and I build my business so I can have options. So I can have the option, you guys. So I can have the option to do the massage twice a month. So I can have the option to go visit family twice a month. I would meet people here in Texas. And they would say how they didn't have any money and they had to drive 20 hours back home to North Carolina. I go, well, the tickets are only $200. They go, what? I said, yeah, the plane tickets are $200, man. Just buy them in advance. And people's life were so chaotic that they could not purchase flight tickets 2-3 weeks in advance, right? $200. And why do I bring that up? Because there was a year I didn't go home to North Carolina at all. And I was miserable. I was working all these jobs, working all the hours. And I was like, this is not a life. This doesn't give me options and freedom. And I don't like it. And so for me, what I want you to understand is work is only there to create options for you. So that you can do different things if you so choose. So that you can take different vacations if you so choose. So that you can have the options to choose what city and state you want to live in, right? The thing I love about all this remote work lately is people have been able to choose what city or state they want to live in. And I respect that, right? Get over on these jobs if you got to, right? Another big thing is, what is your signature system? What are you going to create that contains a rhythm and flow for you so that you're not completely stressed out over time? So for me, one of the things I do when I am in town, when I'm not traveling excessively, is I buy flowers from Central Market and I play jazz music on a couple different days. And it sets the tone for me to relax, pine saw the apartment down a little bit, clean it up, even once a month, pay for a cleaner, right? To come clean the apartment. Why? Because it is such a relief to come home to a clean, nice place. It's woo, woo-saw, that kind of stuff. And you have to decide, is that your signature system? Is that your life, right? I don't want you guys to wake up at 50 and say, because my kids, my husband, this is why I'm in this financial situation that's awful. We all learn particular things from our parents financially that we can learn and unlearn. And the future belongs to people who can learn and unlearn. Okay? Like, hey, I learned to do it one way, but I realized once I got married, it's different. I learned to do it one way, but once I got a boyfriend, I learned it's different, right? Being able to learn and unlearn unhealthy things, unproductive things is what makes life better for us. It's what gives us true work-life balance. Okay? So I didn't want to come on here ranting. I didn't want to come on here raving. I just wanted you to understand that in order to increase your vibrations, it's what kind of culture are you building in your house, your home? Who are you surrounding yourself with? I can tell you right now, when I go to those conferences and I go to those mastermind retreats, recharged, energized, new view on the world. Because if you really look at America, a lot of people are just trying to do 9 to 5. They show up. They don't really, they don't want to do too much work. They don't want to be too involved in work. They don't want to be in sales. Oh, sales is too hard. I'm responsible for stuff. They just kind of want to show up and get a check and go home. But when they go home, what do? They just escapism, veg out. And so to me, that's a much dangerous and a much unfulfilling life than being able to hey, I'm going to have to take people talking smack about me on the internet. I'm going to have to take people being mad with me sometimes. I have to take clients not being upset about our rental properties or different things not performing as they should. I'm going to have to take that, right? That's a different level of work-life balance for me. But it gives me the options to have other freedoms. And in the middle of the day, come out here and diddle around in my garage for a second. So look, this is your girl Ericka, Classy Clown Blog. Figure out what works for you. Get into a system or a rhythm that can work for you. Everybody's not going to be able to do a side hustle or side business. So some of you may just need to get a higher paying job. That's going to be my recommendation. And then take that income and invest it where you should. So look, this is your girl Ericka, Classy Clown Blog. Thank you for being here. Later.